Yo, what is up, YouTube? We back in here again. Today we're gonna be doing a haircut transformation. As you can see, this is actually my brother-in-law. He definitely needed it. He'd been almost a year without chopping the top. So without further ado, let's get into this. For the debulking process, I'm going to be using the Renpho clippers. If y'all have not checked out that review, it is on my channel. I just dropped it. When you're done with this video, go ahead and swing by. You might be asking yourself why I decided to debulk so much before just putting the number 3 guard to his head. I wanted to have a more clear picture of what his natural growth pattern was. That way I didn't gouge him. And now that the bulk has been taken care of, we'll put a number 3 guard, open lever with the grain, and just go in the natural direction that his hair grows. And as y'all could see, the waves are starting to show. My man did have waves before. He naturally has waves, even though his curls aren't very pronounced. My man does have waves. I'm trying to get him back in the game. As you can see, I'm doing a little brush session, trying to get his crown right and brushing in the right directions. Alright, so the fading begins. We're going to go ahead and take a number 3 guard open right at his occipital bone area, and just trying to flick out a little bit so that we don't make another guideline. Once I finish that, I'm going to set my bald guideline with my gold FXs. I'm punching a line, to be honest with you, but my clipper is 0 gap, so you should have no problem taking this out. And now that that's done, I can set in my first guideline with no guard, lever all the way open. This is about a ½ inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, I'd say. And I am using my 50 cals with the Master's Blade modification. Once that guideline has been set, I'm going to start to erase it, starting with the no guard closed, hitting the very bottom of that line, and then from there I'm going to move into the no guard at the middle position, making sure I flick out as I get close to the top. I do realize that this video is over 15 minutes long, but it is recorded in real time, so I hope y'all stay tuned till the end. And to finalize this guideline, I'm going to use the no guard, a quarter open. That would be as if you close the lever completely and open it up just 1 notch if you have a 5-notch click lever. And I'm just going to use the corners to blend it all out. One thing that y'all are going to learn about me is that I like to do the detail work on the spot. I don't like to wait till the end of the cut. I'm going to use the corners and a little lever play to take out some of the dark spots and make sure that this guideline is nice and clean. Once I finish that up, I'm going to move into the secondary guideline using the 1 guard open. And to start to erase this guideline, I'm going to go in right underneath that with the 1 guard closed, making sure that I flick out as I get close to the top. Notice how I move the clipper in different directions. That's because his hair growth pattern grows in different directions, and I want to make sure that I'm cutting against the grain at all times. And that 1 guard close will not completely erase that guideline, so we're going to follow up with the 0 guard, and we're going to start with the lever at the middle position and just flick at that line. We're going to follow that up right underneath with that same 0 guard, but at the close position, using our corners and trying to get deep into the crevices underneath the occipital bone, just to make sure that we can completely blend out this guideline. depending on the hair texture or hair density, this may not fully take out that guideline. So you're gonna see me on this next clip follow up with the no guard at the lever all the way open position. When doing this, I'm making sure I'm only using my corners. The last thing I want to do is push this fade up. And now that that guideline has been completely blended out, we're going to move into the 2-guard open. When I use a 2-guard, I'm making sure to not dig into the hair. Basically, I'm just kind of flicking out as I get close to the top so that I don't have to make too much more work for myself. And like all the other guards, I'm going to follow that up right underneath with the 2-guard, but at the closed position. After I finished with the 2-guard closed, I noticed there was still some bulk. I wasn't very happy with the blend up above, so I went ahead and turned around my clipper, still with the 2-guard closed, but this time with the grained, and went ahead and smoothed that out. And for the detail work here, I went ahead and used that 1.5 guard at the closed position and just kind of nicked out at those dark areas. Moving along into the side taper, I do have to admit that I forgot to record where I set the bald line in with my trimmer. My bad, y'all. But as you can see here, we're using the 2-guard, and as we get close to that parietal ridge, we kind of just flick out. I don't want to set a new guideline, I just want to take down some bulk. And just like we did in the back taper, we're going to start by setting in our first guideline with the no guard at the lever open position. Follow that up at the very bottom with the no guard closed, and then move into the middle and then go into the 1/4 open position just to blend out the bottom. And once again, for that secondary guideline, we're going to set it in with the 1 guard open. Once that guideline has been set, just like we did in the back taper, we're going to follow up right underneath with the 1 guard closed, and then to erase this guideline, we're going to use the 0 guard at the middle position, and then once again at the closed position right underneath that. And because I have such a small area to work in, I'm going to use my other hand to stretch out the skin as I blend out this guide. If you have not been following along, I did set detailed steps on the top left of the screen, but we are basically doing the same exact steps we did in the back when we did the back taper. Right now we're going into the no guard lever play just to smooth out this blend and get out some of these dark spots. When you're doing detail work, it is a best practice to use all your senses. So basically, not just what you can see, but also what you can feel and what you can hear. That's one of the reasons why I really like this clipper. The Andis Mastered blade makes a unique crunch sound that allows me to hear every hair that I'm cutting. Makes the detail process a lot easier for me. And the last step in my system for this side taper is going to be going back to the number 2 guard. We're going to go ahead and use it at the open position and then follow it up right underneath at the closed position once again. and this side taper did need a lot of detail work. So to begin that process, I'm going to use the one guard and practice some lever play. And I'm still noticing some heaviness at the top, so I'm going to use some shear over comb and see if we can make this nice and smooth. Something that I like to do before I do that back edge up is prep the front edge up so that the hairspray dries up before I get to the front. Alright, and to make this haircut all come together, we're going to start the edge up process starting with the back, moving into the C-cups, or also known as the hooks, and then finish off at the front. Another thing you're going to learn about me today is that one of my biggest pet peeves is when the C-cups get pushed back. I'm a big fan of keeping them natural. I think that there's a lot of things you can do to make them look nice and sharp. Yeah, go ahead and check it out. And the last part of this haircut, at least that requires a machine, I should say, is the edge up. Now, I'm not gonna lie, in a full moment of honesty right here, I really struggled with this edge up. Usually, this edge up is not too difficult, but because his hair was growing all over the place, it was really difficult. I'm gonna let y'all just watch me struggle for the next couple of minutes, and then we'll move on to a hot towel and show you the cut. And for those C-cup pushers out there, I know you know who you are. I can see you. Nah, I'm just messing with you. But y'all can't deny this cut is looking nice and sharp, nice and natural. Not gonna lie, that blade is pretty close to his eyebrow. Got a little scared there. And here's a little sneak peek at the cut before we throw that hot towel on. As y'all can see, it's looking nice and blurry, nice and sharp, but at the same time nice and natural. Yo, we tried so many different things to lay his hair down, brushing it, going over it with the machine multiple times with that 3 guard, throwing some hair mousse. It was just being crazy. The best word to say it is his hair is just crazy. I mean, you saw how he looked like before. But yeah, nonetheless, we got it to look decent. There's still some work to be done. As you can see, here's the before, if y'all don't remember, and here is the after. YouTube, this is the cut. I appreciate y'all for checking it out. Appreciate y'all for watching my content. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you do so. If you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and scroll on down and hit that like button. Throw a comment down in the comment section. I appreciate y'all. and I'll catch y'all on the next one.